In these 20 years, the most interesting thing here at Infobip is the culture that we have developed in the company. And the culture, I think it didn't change from day one. So it's like a very collaborative team player cultures, humble, openness, innovative culture. So like we are collaborating together to build new things. And I think the most not replicable, the biggest advantage of Infobip, it's really, our mindset. So we have our motto, we are just starting, and we are just starting doesn't mean that we are just starting today, but it means that we need always to reinvent ourselves, to be open to the new things. If I compare like 20 years ago and today, like really mindset that we can do the things, that we can go global, that we can innovate, that we can be like really the leaders in something. It's what really like have changed and what really have defined what Infobip it is today. I think the biggest moment that defined Infobip was to start Infobip. And when we decided also to start Infobip, so we failed 5 times. This is like the Infobip version 3. We started the Infobip version 1 in 2003, which is like 23 years ago. Then Infobip version 2, 22 years ago. Infobip version 3, which is today, like we are in Infobip version 3, 21 years ago. And the company then was founded in 2006, so 20 years ago. Just this to continue learning through failures. This is the biggest definition of Infobip, because like even today Infobip, we are failing in many more things than succeeding. But if I think like what is the biggest like decision, it's like really to continue like the mindset, to continue moving, to never give up. And like of course, like we are in this high-tech business, we are defining the global future of digital interactions. We are very, very focused on innovation, on AI, on technology, but it's everything around really mindset, people, and the whole journey is like really how you enjoy, how you create on the journey. It's like what is like this is the biggest difference, I think. The technology have shifted several times from 2006 till today. In the beginning, we've been very focused on connecting our customers to their like global mobile subscriber base, and in that moment we've been very focused on building the infrastructure, global infrastructure. So we've been very deeply integrating our technology with the mobile network operators. Let's say in that period of time, 2007 already, so we developed our SMS technology, which then we deployed all around the world, and that was like really a defining moment when we started to exponentially grow very, very quickly with this new technology, new business model. So we disrupted the whole complete industry with that. And then after that, there have been several, I would say, technological disruptions that Infobip was leading. But also very important was how we went go to market. We went like global from day one, because Croatia is a very small market. So we started to work in Italy, in Czech Republic, Germany. We opened our first office outside of Croatia in Germany, then in Russia, Africa. Today, Infobip is the most global company in our industry. It's 78 offices in more than 60 countries. So I think super good technology, innovation paired with go-to-market and closeness to the customers, and understanding really what the customers' needs are, and implementing this through great technology. Yeah, so like in the last 20 years, Infobip have changed, of course, a lot. So we changed from 1-2 people person company to 3,500 employees, and the technology have changed. So in the beginning, so we've been very focused on building the infrastructure and just allowing our users to connect with their end users through SMS. At that moment, it was very difficult to send one SMS message to different mobile network operators. So we've been solving that type of problem. And during the years, technology have evolved, the user preferences have evolved. So we built like Omnichannel approach here. And with the Omnichannel approach, then we started to build like no-code, low-code types of solutions, so that our users can interact like on a human-to-human level, but also to automatize all of these channels with the use of data, and today with the use of AI to personalize the communication, create different content which is like really personalized. for the end user that is receiving this type of communication. And also it's becoming much more automatized by allowing AI to augment our business users in examples of like when to communicate with somebody, what to communicate, through which channels for this specific need, etc. So it's like it evolved a lot. So we are still today a startup. Why we are a startup? Because startup is like really, I would say, the definition of the startup is like extreme scarcity with extreme likelihood of failure, and we are like innovating on so many fronts here in Infobip. So of course we are this large scale up per definition, but we define it as a serial startup because we are like very focused on innovation, and that also have defined our let's say way of how we defined our organization. So like we are a group of autonomously defined, like regional leadership, regional organization, basis and fixes, so the small startups that are like innovating in the company, and they have their own accountability, ownership, as less as possible dependency with the others. So like startups in this larger organization, which is like an ecosystem of the startup today, and it evolved a lot to where we are today. And today, this year 26 and last year, we all see this proliferation of AI technology, and AI and agentic workflows are changing how we do the work, but also it's changing the roles, how people are like much more horizontal, how they can do much more work than earlier. So like we need always to be prepared for the next steps, and that's like what is very interesting, very big opportunity, but that's how we look at Infobip. All these changes are big opportunities, and we are enjoying to like innovate in organizational design, in technology, in go-to-market, and to mix this all together and create some success stories. So we've been always focused, it's our mission to create the future of digital interactions between businesses and end users. And in this also creating the future, we are very focused on innovation. That's our mission. And we've been in this mission very focused on customer experience. We, from day one, always worked in this co-creation mode with our customers. So we work together with them to see how the best to achieve their business goals, communication strategic goals, etc. So like from that point of view, we of course evolved like an organization because of all the different roles. We professionalized the organization more. But from a technological standpoint, so we became from just, let's say, a messaging provider to Omnichannel, and today we are engagement provider for our customers. So it's like the whole life cycle of the customer in terms of like communication is covered through Infobip, being like no code, low code, full code. So for anybody in the customer organization can use our solution to design mission critical communication through Infobip's platform. And I would say it changed from being like in the infrastructure to become the partner for digital transformation through, if you think about rich communication channels with AI and with Agentic today. So you build the whole like applications, processes, functions inside the communication channel. So it's like changed from sending like one way to FA or your package is delivered at 10 o'clock tomorrow, to basically changing the whole way how businesses are doing business online today. Next 20 years, I think nobody knows what will happen in next 20 years, especially in technology, but also in anything, I would say, but especially in technology today with AI. With AI, so it's like a big threat for the whole industry. For every industry is a big threat, AI, but also very big opportunity. We are very focused now into changing our type of organization into an AI-first organization, and with AI-first organization, which will help us to go into the next several years, and I hope into the next 20 years from now, will help us to bring AI technology into our workforce, to augment our workforce, to start working together paired with the agents, so to have the agentic framework inside the organization. So humans collaborate with agents and they can do much more work. They can like together achieve much larger, higher outcomes together. And on the other side, so we are always focused on how to enable businesses to digitally interact with their end users. And this is changing. So let's say today, our main focus is how to enable businesses to deploy business communication agents, being like for marketing, for sales, for support, for whatever, but how they can communicate 24/7 automatically with their end users, and we build the technology for that. But already today, this technology is evolving into, so this is like business to agent, but it's evolving into agent to agent. And in this agent to agent space, we want to find our positioning as the orchestrator of this intent that will go like from the business agent to, for example, your virtual private agent. And here there will not be like the traditional communication channels like today, but you will have some intents. You want to rebook a ticket or you want to change something on your insurance, and you will just send intents. And so like we see like that it's like very interesting what is happening, but we always see like ourselves like how we are helping businesses to be part of these new technological shifts. Infobip, we've been always striving to build the future of digital interactions, not just of, let's say of communication is very wide, of this like whole communication. We are just in these digital interactions, businesses and users. And here we are like striving to build the future, to be the leaders of this communication revolution here by always striving to innovate. And so like innovation with go-to-market disruption, this is how it's like the definition of Infobip. I mean, we will always be the innovator in the industry, and we want to innovate, but to innovate through great collaboration in the company. So innovation is not here in Infobip that we have somebody like the innovators. We are innovating together, and we are innovating with the customers. So like customers' needs, what they really need, and what we can like inspire them through the technology that we know that could be like beneficial for them, will define like the next innovations in our space. And we are like working in that way, and we want to be the innovators moving forward. There is maybe one thing, you know, like, or two things I would say. One, it's mindset. You know, all these failures, learnings from failures, you know, that we're never giving up. It's still present today, and it's like very, very important for everybody in Infobip, but for everybody, especially in the tech industry. And second, we've been always focused, even today when we are so large, and during these 20 years, we are always focused on just one thing. So we want to build the future, digital interactions between businesses and end users. We've been always doing this just one thing. Infobip is a really, really great place to work and grow. And I think also after 20 years from now, so we'll not know like really technology, products, customers, etc., what will happen here. But for sure, you know, like Infobip, people are like on the journey, growing a lot, building knowledge. So we are a knowledge organization. Through everything what's happening, we are building knowledge and experience for us. This is like, we are just starting, as we say here in Infobip. And I think it's like a great milestone, especially if we think what we have achieved so far. It's like really nice how we positioned Infobip. Our technology is used by some of the most advanced brands on the planet for their mission critical communication, and more companies are using Infobip for different types of use cases for digital transformation through AI and rich communication. And I think it's really, really great how we really started from a so small place, so unexperienced people, you know, and we grew together. That, you know, we just need to congratulate everyone and really wish everyone success and to continue working in that way. So it's like really, we need to enjoy the journey, not the results, but the journey, because like every day we are innovating, we are winning customers, and this is like the thing that we need to enjoy here.